I have a lot of orchids. I'm at about close to 50 orchids now, and I'm gonna wait to see if I can get some my Masdevallias to rebloom before I buy any more. Same goes for the Bulbophyllums, and those are two types of orchids I'd like to have more of, but I don't want to buy more unless I know that I can actually grow them. So I'm taking a little break unless I find some amazing Spathiphyllums. I'm taking a break from buying orchids. Now, hi guys! So today I'm not talking about orchids. I still love them, especially Spathiphyllums, but this isn't about them. It's about these guys. What do we have here? These are all of the other plants, and I do mean other plants, that I have started to keep and grow in my home. What do we have? What do we have? We have the classic peace lily, and I got this one because mainly it grows. It's a plant that's known for cleaning your air in your home. It's a air cleaner kind of plant, and we're growing it pretty much hydroponically. I always have it sitting in water, about an inch of water in the leca beads, and that is the best way to grow these guys. Best way. It's perked up so much, it's not sad at all. It's looking gorgeous. Then we have this one, which don't ask me how to say it because I don't know. And its leaves will grow or be a different color depending on the amount of light you give it. And I've been giving it some highlight, so now the leaves are red. And this one's just potted in potting soil in a terracotta pot. And that seems to be working for it. Then we have this one, which is absolutely gorgeous. My daughter picked it out. It is really cute, really pretty. And it's been growing really well, and I have it in a terracotta pot with leca beads, and it sits in a reservoir. Not always, I let it dry out sometimes, but it likes to sit in the reservoir. Then we have, let's just quickly talk about this one. This is a clone from my mother cannabis plant. And this clone is not doing all that well. It's kind of doing some funky stuff. But it's growing, and I'm just gonna wait to see what happens. But I am still growing these plants and doing experiments with them as well. Yeah, it's a weed. And why is it so tricky to grow? It smells good. But anyways, I could talk about this one more another time because it's been really kind of doing crazy stuff. Clones trying to flower, and it's weird. So cannabis. What else do we have? We have African violet, which I've just started getting into, and I've noticed that the African violets the African violet blooms that have bloomed for me under brighter lights than at the store are darker pink. That's pretty cool. So their blooms will change depending on their conditions. So I found that pretty interesting. And I really like this little one. It's a little mini. Super cute. Daughter picked it out or else I wouldn't have it. But I like it. And now I find leaves around sometimes at stores. They fall off or they fall in the pot or whatever. And I take the leaf home and I'm trying to propagate my own African violets, just kind of for fun, just to see how I can clone them, how their clones turn out. So I'm trying the water technique with this leaf, and I'm trying the bag dirt technique with these leaves that I just picked up. And I didn't label any of them or know. I have a general idea of the plants I took these leaves from, but I don't. Once they grow, it's going to be kind of a surprise. It's going to be pretty exciting. So that's cool. African violets are a new thing. And succulents and cacti. Cacti I started collecting just like literally like this week because I don't know, I was thinking of my grandfather, and he always loved cactus, like, or cacti. When we go to his house, he had two, and he just loved them. And I remember him telling me, he's like, I just love them. They're just such neat plants. And he had given me a division when I was a teenager off of, I don't know, I think it's called the yellow Texas flower or something. And it grows like a weed in the right conditions. So when we moved to Virginia, I took a piece of that cactus, put it in the ground in my parents' front yard, and it just took over. And it was pretty cool, but my parents did end up pulling it out. They said it was getting too unruly, and they didn't like dealing with cactus. I don't really blame them because they are prickly, but still, I was sad because my grandfather gave that to me. So I haven't had any cacti since. So these are my two first personal picked cacti, and this one is a star cactus. This one actually is not one of the smaller versions. This one can grow up to 3 feet, but it's a really slow grower, and it came with that stupid straw flower on the top, so I ripped it off, and I kind of damaged the spikes, but here's info on it. Yeah. So I'm excited about this. I love how it has those white speckles on it. It's really cute, and the shape of it is just super cool. This is my other cacti. The lay term is thumb cactus, and it just gets this beautiful ring around the top of pretty purpley pink flowers that are absolutely gorgeous. Cactus flowers are really cool. They are really cool. These are so tiny, you have to really get up close and personal to see them. But those are my two cactus from my collection. And then this one is my first succulent. It's pretty common. My mom gave me these 3 little babies off of her mother plant, and well, they've been growing really well. And they're growing in leca beads in a clay pot, sitting in a bit of a reservoir. I do let the reservoir dry out from time to time, but I like to keep just a little bit of water at the bottom because succulents, they do enjoy more moisture than a cacti. So that setup has been working really well for this plant. Has been really keeping the leaves plump and looking good and growing lots of new growth. It's doing awesome. So since this plant was doing so awesome, I decided to get 2 more weird ones. I love these guys. Cactus are cool. Succulents are even cooler. This one in particular, I'm not really sure what it's called. Native to South Africa. Has little yellow flowers. Grows more of as a ground cover, and it just looks like something from outer space, or maybe saltwater fish tank, like a coral or some sort. It's just such a neat plant. So I got this, and I really like it. And we'll see how it grows. I plan on switching it into this same setup. And then I got this one, and the common name is tiger jaws, but I like to think of it more of alligator jaws. And this one has some pink on it, which I just love. I don't know if you can see the coloring of this place, but it has a little pink. And these aren't spikes. These actually don't hurt at all. And this one has a beautiful yellow frilly flower. So if I can keep this one looking pink, and then if it flowers, the thing is these guys do spread out. They're more of a ground cover. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to deal with them when they get bigger. The cool thing with succulents and African violets is that, well, you can do cuttings from them. So I have some succulent leaves that I found. And I'm waiting for them to callus over and start rooting, so this is a pretty common one. And then I have a crinkly leaf one, crinkle leaf. He's got a weird little crinkle leaf and it's a little fuzzy. So I just thought those were really neat looking. And then I got this one, which right now looks kind of green, but really it's quite white. And this one actually grows kind of tall, so this is one of my taller ones. And so I'm going to try to clone those, grow these from the leaf, see how it goes. And that's my growing plant collection. So not just orchids anymore. We're broadening our horizons here. We're trying out some different plants. And it's kind of fun. Succulents and cacti. The weirder the better. I love the weird plants. I love the weird orchids. Bulbophyllums and half-petals. Dendrobiums have some funky flowers. So, those are my other plants. Thanks for watching. Happy growing.